Welcome back, blade fans. This old sword with you once again, and it's TwoSun time again. Absolutely. TwoSun knives rule. They are probably the best bang for the buck out there. And I'm not going to go on and on and on about that, but might save that for another video as far as TwoSun value goes. We have today an unusual little knife. This is the TS325, a very intriguing name, kind of like loving numbers, kind of like you got to be a math nerd to like the naming system for TwoSuns. Yes, I know there are the occasional names, nicknames I call them, but they still advertise and sell them by the main model name number. Okay, it's it's a night morning design, tripping over my words to start today. It is a 14C 28N Sandvik steel, and I would call it a small Persian with an S shape to it. It has a curved down handle and a curved up blade. When I saw this blade, I thought of one thing, and I don't have the knife, is the Bastinelli chopper, a fixed blade that's got a blade almost identical to this, only maybe a little larger, and a straighter or straightish handle, as I recall. So you're going to see that there are finger grooves on this smallish knife, and I've experimented with it. 3 fingers fit perfectly in there for me. If you've got larger meat hooks, this probably isn't the knife for you. My pinky rests on that pommel flat and the thumb on the top, and it's actually quite comfortable. However, as you notice, there's a choil in the blade, and it mates with the handle in a straight fashion, so it can be used as such. So now I have the last 3 fingers there and that one there. The whole arrangement may seem uncomfortable for you, and as I said, if you have larger hands, probably not the knife for you, but I find that it is a really nice cutter and thruster if you know something like the Filipino or Indonesian martial arts, or an excellent utility slicer. You can do tomatoes and whatnot all day long, and all TwoSuns come through with such an incredible edge. On that thought, hold that thought. Yes, well, the all-important paper cut, which I've been depriving my viewers of. Let's see what this little guy can do. Oh, that's me. Gotta know how to cut paper. So yeah, I would say it's sharp enough. Of course, not all edges are the best for paper or for meat or for anything else. I just made a mess of the table here, going wild with the paper cuts. Those strips of paper will be blinding on the black background, so we'll get rid of them. Okay, so there's your paper cut, and I can attest to the fact that it's sharp. We'll have to do some pork roast cuts one of these days, right? Except that's even more for me to clean up. We have a lot of meat on the blade right out to the tip. It's a nice gradual taper. It opens with thumb studs. And guess what? For those of you that must do it, you can spidey flick it open. Middle finger flick. Let's try that again. Almost. My finger got a little in the way. Nice with the thumb, though. And so we've got here is kind of an embedded liner. It isn't a frame lock, it's a hidden liner release that has some nice jimping on it and a little chamfer. And as you can see, there's easy access to it. The clip is, while it's not deep carry, follows the contour of this groove in the handle, this trench and stepped platform in the titanium handle. And it would look as though it's inset into it, but as you can see, only that ball bearing, or that that raised portion, that whatever you would call it there, that contact portion, at a loss for a term. Normally we'd call it like a ball bearing or whatnot, but it's not. It's a extruded portion of the titanium, it would appear. Otherwise, that titanium clip is pretty flat. It's fastened by one screw, and no doubt is inletted into the handle because it will not move in either direction. It's locked in. And there's that same detailing on the other side. And there's the nice surround that TwoSun is using lately with their information on it, where it's made. Made in Yangjiang, China. Easy to thumb out. Not a flipper, but flips just as well with the thumb. And while you take a look at it, we'll read off some specs. So it looks as though the only thing we'll need to get here is the blade thickness in millimeters and the handle thickness in inches. Otherwise, here are the specs from White Mountain Knives, where this was purchased. And don't forget, yes, you can get 10% off with my discount code OLDSWORD. The overall length of this TS325 is 6.61 inches. Closed length is 3.90 inches. The blade length is 2.83. It is a 14C 28N Sandvik steel. The blade thickness in inches is 0.13. Gray titanium handle, liner lock, and the weight is only 3.25 ounces. Design by Night Morning. So let's see what we've got for millimeters on the blade. 3.3 millimeters. Back out a little. Handle thickness 0.52 inches. We will let all the rest of the specs stand. How about some comparisons? Of course, the wee banter. And if you thought that the 325 was small, the wee banter is actually smaller overall length. How about the MKM Isanzo by Voxnay's design? That is even shorter, as I think you saw if you looked at my review on the Isanzo. And these are three relatively unusual knives. The banter not so much because it's an unusual blade shape, but because it's a pretty small knife from high quality materials. We got S35VN on the banter, and we've got I believe Sandvik or VG10, nope, N690 CO on the Isanzo. Cool little hawk's bill. Hidden liner on the banter. And hidden liner on the TS325. So, do I feel it's a useful knife? Well, I think it is, if you tune the purpose to your needs. Can it be a small tactical blade? Absolutely. Carries light and discreet, although not deep. Opens quickly. Can be used with finger on the back of the blade, or can be used with thumb on the back of the blade. You can get all your fingers on there with either a choke-up grip or with a back grip, and it feels pretty strong because that arch goes right into the palm of my hand. So something you might like. I think they're going for about $75 on White Mountain. This was the last one. The thing about stocking TwoSuns is he may get one or he may get two in, and then they're gone for a little bit, but he keeps them in the catalog. So, you know, throw your email in there and ask to be notified when they come back in. I've done that, and I've been happy in a number of cases getting the knife that I wanted. I find it's just a lot easier than relying on eBay. You may like to go out on eBay and bid, but I really don't care for the experience. And then after winning, quote unquote, and throwing my money out there, it could be up to a month, month and a half wait. And in the old days, it was a couple months. So maybe shorter than that now. Maybe some people have been getting them in 10 days, 2 weeks, but it really depends on who you're dealing with and how popular the blade is and the time period. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this review on the TwoSun TS325 designed by Night Morning. This old sword signing out. Don't forget to give this review a like and subscribe, of course.